This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, a public meeting about flooding leaves some with concerns the issues are being used as a platform for political gain. Air pollution results are now at your fingertips with the release of an online monitoring system. And the University of Otago's new proctor shares some of the ideas he has for managing troublesome students. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. A heated public meeting earlier this week brought last year's South Dunedin floods back to the fore. The discussion around what to do for those still affected is one that members of the Dunedin City Council's executive say they're taking seriously. But there is concern some involved parties are using the situation for political gain.
Last year, this was the scene across much of South Dunedin. Homes, businesses and schools evacuated due to a 1-in-100-year flood. Council staff and elected members received a deluge of feedback from the public following the event, with questions asked about an antiquated drainage system. However, Chief Executive Sue Bidrose says that wasn't the case.
OPIS, independent organisation, has looked at how our system coped with that stormwater system, and they said that rain event would have overwhelmed any stormwater system in the country.
Earlier this week, Bidrose led a council delegation in a meeting set up by the South Dunedin Action Group. Despite tough questions being asked of her and her staff, she says it was a productive meeting for all involved.
Look, I thought it was a really good meeting. I know the media said it was sort of heated, but I didn't think it was heated at all, actually. I thought people, by and large, asked really, really good questions. It was a really good way to get information across about what had been done to reduce the risk in South Dunedin.
With this year being an election year, Bidrose says she's disappointed that some elected officials are using this issue as a platform, despite originally saying they wouldn't.
So, you know, again, there's a lot of mythology out there. It is election season coming up and people are choosing, as they did at the meeting, rather surprisingly, because they'd said they wouldn't, to use it for electioneering purposes.
She's quick to laugh off any rumours of the DCC letting South Dunedin sink.
And to put some truth out there, because there's a lot of rumour mongering, to put some truth out there about the fact that we don't have a secret plan to abandon South Dunedin, and we never have had. So, you know, I thought it was a great meeting.
Bidrose believes the systems in place worked well during heavy rains earlier this month, with staff quick to clean out the mud tanks as soon as rain began to fall. Daryl Baser, 39 Dunedin News.
The government has announced a $600 million package to tackle the nation's climbing road toll. 90 high-risk sites will receive improvements, including 3 stretches of road in and around Dunedin. They include State Highway 1 between Dunedin and Fairfield and State Highway 88 from Dunedin to Port Chalmers. Road improvements will include realignment of corners, side barriers, rumble strips and improved signage. Transport Minister Simon Bridges says the spending will fix nearly all black spots on rural state highways where 5 or more fatalities have occurred over the past 5 years. It's expected the improvements will result in 900 fewer deaths and serious injuries on the road over the next decade. Residents can now see how much pollution is in the air with a new online resource. Land, Air, Water Aotearoa has released a monitoring system that allows people to check the region's air quality in real time. And those behind the resource hope it will help grow awareness and understanding of air quality issues in Otago.
Monitoring pollution in real time. Members of the public now have online access to data relating to the region's air quality. Otago Regional Council staff who manage Otago's air quality are pleased to have the resource.
We've added a air monitoring module to the Land, Air, Water Aotearoa website, the LAWA website, and that allows the community to monitor their air quality with hourly updates live online.
The website monitors air pollutants in cities and towns throughout the country. Residents can look at trends over years, months, days and even hourly. Current data shows Dunedin has seen a decline in air pollution over the years, and Woodhead is hoping that will continue.
For Dunedin, the air quality is pretty good. It has improved over the last decade, but we still need people to manage their home heating appliances and ensure they are working efficiently.
Home heating is the main source of air pollution both nationally and locally. In Otago, it equates to 85% of air pollution, beating out traffic and industrial waste. Council staff want residents to take those statistics on board and think about the impact of their home heating practices.
Burning dry wood and not banking them down. This is a winter problem and the pollutants build up overnight, so it's important people managing their home heating sources efficiently.
There are 150 air monitoring sites around the country, all gathering data. Land Air Water Aotearoa is set to expand its monitoring presence, with plans to launch a groundwater quality resource next. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
Police are investigating a serious assault which took place on the corner of the Octagon and Princes Street in the early hours of Sunday the 12th of June. The victim of the assault was an off-duty security guard who intervened in an altercation between the offender and a woman outside the Octagon night and day store. The offender then fled the scene, heading south on Princes Street towards Moray Place. The person is described as a male of Māori or Pacific Island descent, approximately 5'6" and of stocky build. He has short black hair and was wearing a black t-shirt and pants. He is believed to be aged in his mid-20s. Police would like to speak to anyone who witnessed the assault or has information which could help to identify the offender. The University of Otago's new proctor has been on the job just a few weeks, but already he's enjoying the role immensely. Former Dunedin police officer Dave Scott took over the role after his predecessor quit only 4 months in, and he's planning to make some changes to the way troublesome students are handled.
Learning on the job. Former police officer Dave Scott is settling into his new position as proctor at the University of Otago. Despite only having been in the role for a few weeks, he says he's enjoying it.
It's an exciting new role, a new chapter of my life. I've come into the university from a police background, but I'm still running a team with my Campus Watch team here in the university, and the role gives me the opportunity to work with young people and to positively influence them in their lives.
Scott was formerly the Dunedin Area Response Manager in charge of looking after the policing front line. He was in the force for 24 years before deciding to take up the proctor position. He says although the job is very different to policing, there are similar dynamics that have allowed him to slot into the job easily.
I think with police there's a lot of negative to policing, death, family violence and the like that takes a toll on you over time. This new role as the proctor I see it as mainly positive. Dealing with young people.
Despite his short time as proctor, Scott's already met and dealt with a handful of troublesome students. As he settles into the role, he says he's looking forward to testing and implementing some productive punishment techniques.
One of the things that I am keen on doing is making community work that students are doing through the proctor's office meaningful. So one of my ideas that I have progressed since I've been here is for that community work to be through OUSA, so that the work that they're doing directly benefits other students.
Scott stepped into the role after former proctor Dave Miller resigned earlier this year. While Miller lasted just 4 months on the job, Scott's hoping he'll be around for a bit longer. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we'll find out what's planned to celebrate National Volunteer Week and whether or not the weather put a dampener on an Octagon-based appeal.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
Junk-free June is about making a change that makes you healthier and happier. Kick the junk or that bad habit during June and you'll be helping yourself and supporting the Cancer Society. Get others to support you and get rewarded with discounts on some great products and services too. Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started. You'll be doing good for you and for local people affected by cancer. It's Junk-free June.
I'm giving up chocolate.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
Wooltech have the experience and the expertise to supply a wide range of high-quality New Zealand-made products and can manufacture customised products to meet your individual requirements. Wooltech, great people, great products, great service.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
$128 tracks, dynamic automation, dual faders, and totally digital. This is state-of-the-art music production. The SSL Digital Console. You'll find one in the BBC studios in London, another at CBS studios in New York, and now one at the University of Otago. It's a good reason why our sound now sounds even better. My name is Maddie Parkins Craig, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Driving Miss Daisy is a safe, friendly and reliable companion driving service.
Hello Jean, where are we off to today?
We form genuine friendships with our clients and help them to remain independent. Thousands of Driving Miss Daisy clients and their families love our caring, affordable service. Call us today for a quote on 0800 948 432 or visit drivingmissdaisy.co.nz. Driving Miss Daisy, for the gift of independence.
Mobility Solutions Centre Dunedin provides products to improve your independence, comfort and safety. Contact the team at 4777 195 or visit mobilitysolutioncentre.co.nz. Thinking of services for older people? Think Enliven. Enliven is a service philosophy where people come first. Enliven is about choice, activity, relationships, respect and security. You can enliven your health, your friendships, your life, no matter what your age. For more information, go to psotago.org.nz or call 4777 115.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up the couch.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
Welcome back. Consumer confidence is slipping, with more households feeling worried about where the economy is headed. The latest Consumer Confidence Index shows a decline of 3.7 points in the past 3 months compared with the previous quarter. But business analysts say consumers remain upbeat despite the decline in confidence, with low interest rates and a solid economy supporting the sentiment. The latest figures are in contrast with last week's monthly ANZ Roy Morgan Consumer Confidence Index, which recorded a rise of 3 points in the same time frame. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 40 points. It's now at 6,821. The Nikkei is up 118 points. And to the exchange rates, and the Kiwi dollar is up against the greenback and the yen. We are down against the Australian, the pound and the euro. This week is National Volunteer Week, an occasion to celebrate volunteers and their contributions to the community. In Dunedin, volunteer efforts are coordinated through Volunteering Otago, and manager Anna Clare joins us to discuss the work they do year-round. Good evening.
Good evening.
What's happening here for Volunteer Week?
So there are lots of things happening. Lots of organisations are celebrating by thanking their volunteers or hosting like afternoon teas or dinners or events like that. At Volunteering Otago, we're encouraging people to nominate volunteers for our very first ever Proud Dunedin Volunteer Awards, which will be not live but on the radio on July 6th on Otago Access Radio at 5 p.m. So yeah, it's a great opportunity to thank volunteers.
How many volunteers have we got in this community?
So it's really, really hard to put a number on volunteers because a lot of volunteering is done informally and organically. But chances are that either you're a volunteer, you know someone that volunteers, or you have received the benefit of someone that volunteers.
Is there a need for more people to volunteer?
Always. So we currently work with over 240 different organisations that list volunteer roles, and that is just a small portion of the volunteering that needs to happen or that can happen around the community. So there's always a need for people to volunteer.
Tell us about some of the work that the volunteers are involved in.
So it's a really wide variety of things. So volunteers help in all kinds of places. So the walking tracks around Dunedin, there's a group on Wednesdays that go up and maintain the Silver Peak tracks, make sure that they're walkable. They go rain or shine. There's volunteers that rescue animals that are abandoned or dangerous. That work with SPCA and Dog Rescue Dunedin. There's volunteers that help pick up rubbish off streets. There's volunteers that take library books to people that are housebound. There's volunteers that deliver Meals on Wheels. Volunteers that help in kitchens doing cooking, all kinds of things. You name it, you can probably do it and volunteer.
How important is that work to the community?
So community is defined by volunteers, and without volunteers there probably is no community. I know if volunteers stopped doing the things that they do, our country would come to a standstill within a couple of days.
Yeah. What sort of significant projects are volunteers involved with?
So let's see, so there's a bike track, mountain bike in Otago, created a while ago that if they hadn't done that it wouldn't be there for people to enjoy and use, just here in Dunedin. Volunteers are helping with lots of different things. Sorry, I'm having a blank.
What do you think the best part of being a volunteer is?
There's so many different things. It depends on who you are and what you value and what you get out. I think for a lot of people the best part is just feeling useful and connected to the community, and being able to do something for both themselves and for others.
How can people become involved in volunteer work in this town?
So there's lots of different ways, but definitely contact Volunteering Otago. So you can reach us on our website, www.volunteeringotago.org.nz. You can call us on 03471 6171 or 6206. And you can visit us at Dunedin Community House. We're on level 1. Just come on in and up the stairs, and we'll be happy to sit down and chat with you about the different volunteering roles that you can do.
Volunteering Otago Manager Anna Clare, thanks very much for your time.
Cool, thank you for having me.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, the Octagon fills up with cans, and some of the Welsh rugby team players arrive ahead of this weekend's test match.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up the couch.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up chocolate.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
Wooltech have the experience and the expertise to supply a wide range of high-quality New Zealand-made products and can manufacture customised products to meet your individual requirements. Wooltech, great people, great products, great service.
Mobility Solutions Centre Dunedin provides products to improve your independence, comfort and safety. Contact the team at 4777 195 or visit mobilitysolutioncentre.co.nz. Thinking of services for older people? Think Enliven. Enliven is a service philosophy where people come first. Enliven is about choice, activity, relationships, respect and security. You can enliven your health, your friendships, your life, no matter what your age. For more information, go to psotago.org.nz or call 4777 115.
It has no arms, no legs, has a drill in its mouth up to 8 hours a day and still never complains. It's one of 72 mannequin torsos in our new $3.8 million dental simulation lab, the first and only facility of its kind in New Zealand. My name is Nikki Rose Coltolaro, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Driving Miss Daisy is a safe, friendly and reliable companion driving service.
Hello Jean, where are we off to today?
We form genuine friendships with our clients and help them to remain independent. Thousands of Driving Miss Daisy clients and their families love our caring, affordable service. Call us today for a quote on 0800 948 432 or visit drivingmissdaisy.co.nz. Driving Miss Daisy, for the gift of independence.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Welcome back. Thousands of donated cans of food have filled the lower Octagon today for the annual Octacan Appeal. The Presbyterian Support Otago event is all about making sure there's enough food for those struggling this winter. And this year the need is bigger than ever.
Octacan to Octagon. Presbyterian Support Otago staff are packing up thousands of donated cans from this year's Octacan Appeal. The day-long event started off strong, with people of all ages taking the time to drop off whatever they could spare. Despite rain settling in soon after, staff didn't let it dampen their spirits.
Well, the weather's wet, but the spirits are warm. It's been going really, really well. I mean, unfortunately, rain and Octacan seem to be a thing that come together, but we are so very happy with how generous people have been this year.
Presbyterian Support Otago is aiming to collect 15,500 cans this year, breaking last year's record of almost 14,500.
It's an interesting question, and it seems to go up each year, unfortunately. It would be wonderful to be able to say we don't need so much help, but this year we once again have a higher demand for our social services and for our food bank.
Lindemann says while it's a huge task keeping up with demand for the food bank service, she says no one should ever feel embarrassed to reach out and ask for help.
I do think pride keeps a lot of people away. It is a very discreet service, and I think there is absolutely no harm or anything to be ashamed about in terms of reaching out for help.
She says the organisation is there to help and happy to do so. It's a service that will very much be bolstered by the many thousands of donations received for this year's Octacan. Daryl Baser, 39, Dunedin News.
The Welsh rugby team have arrived in the city ahead of their clash against the All Blacks this weekend. The management team and several players flew into Dunedin Airport this afternoon from Wellington. The rest of the team was scheduled to fly in later today, where a kapahaka and choir will welcome them. The squad are yet to win a test against the New Zealand side after losses in both Auckland and Wellington. This weekend marks the last match of the three-game series and will be played at Forsyth Bar Stadium on Saturday. And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. The City Council's chief executive is pleased with the current talks about flooding, despite some using the issue for political gain. Members of the public now have ready access to real-time data about the region's air quality thanks to a new online monitor. And the university's new proctor is settling into his new role with plans in motion to implement more community-minded punishments. Well, it is time now to find out what's going to be in Friday's Otago Daily Times. I bet it's going to be packed full of rugby. Dave Cannon's here to tell us.
You better believe it. What have you done to the weather?
It wasn't me, sorry.
Just as well we've got a roof on the stadium then, isn't it, for the rugby?
Absolutely. It's going to be nice tomorrow.
So tomorrow, of course, we've got the Welsh team arriving, as you mentioned in your news bulletin. We've got quite a lot of coverage of the All Blacks game coming up, interviews with Elliot Dixon and Aaron Smith as well. And we had the Highlanders game today against the Crusaders, Oamaru, sort of a not official game, but we have the coverage of that. And of course, the Wash has been running all week, as you've noted already. Memories of Carisbrook and previous tests, and we have our last day of that again tomorrow, which touches on the weather, which is quite appropriate. As for real news, we've got a story about the fast tracking of a new special housing in Queenstown, which is a big deal for them, of course. And we've also got a story about a lady who sold a house in Abbotsford for $1,000. So we've got the housing theme going. But house with some history, so it's a very good story in the paper tomorrow as well.
Looking forward to reading that one. Thanks, Dave. It's tomorrow's ODT.
Cheers.
Time now for local weather.
This 39 Dunedin News weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Emu Oil.
And here is our city viewers taking of a teddy bear that was donated to the Octacan Appeal. Very nice. Well, around the city today at 3 o'clock, it was not very nice actually. It was just 11 degrees in the central city and rather wet, 10 in the Gardens and the Tyree. To the situation, and the airflow is tending southwesterly. The good news though is that a ridge of high pressure will move over New Zealand on Saturday, but it's followed by bad news with a depression due in on Sunday. Well, to the forecast for the main towns on the lower south for tomorrow, fine weather everywhere, highs of 12 or 13 degrees. And it's also fine weather for Queenstown, Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel, all on 13. And Dunedin tonight, showers clearing with an overnight low of 4. Tomorrow becoming fine and sunny with sou'westers dying out and a high of 13, unlucky for some. And on Saturday, high cloud increasing with some rain developing at night, easterly winds and a high of 11. To the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information, high tide tomorrow morning is at 20 past 6, low tide follows at 10 past 1. And fishing conditions look good tomorrow, especially at around 20 to 4 in the afternoon. And that's all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.